All right, here we go, guys. We'll get started with the episode. This is because Popeye's in here.
Harley Davidson motorcycles, the only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon.
Oh, taking it back. And
you didn't even have to church that up or put any spin on that. That's just all raw.
Yeah,
that's the talent of Popeye.
Pure
raw announcer voice.
Reverb and everything, dude. Reverb and everything.
It's the biceps for sure.
You know what? Since we're taking it back, let's take this back a little bit.
I need a hero! There's a hero to the morning light. He's fast and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be larger than life. I need a hero!
That's Lurch back. See, I saved some of that fun stuff,
You're
dude.
a dick.
Oh, let's get this thing started. Oh my God, we're going to have fun with this one. Oh yeah, once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless, Lurch, with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now.
Rick Rack.
Rick Rack. Hey, Bikeaholics. Dude, all right, you got me up. Oh, we're rolling with this episode. Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Affordable chrome, lighting, and comfort products. These guys ride. They support riders just like you. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Hey, Bikeaholics and listeners alike, the show is still going strong because of a lot of hard work and your support, of course. Thanks to all those loyal listeners and true friends of the show that have supported us or are supporting us. For less than a coffee a month, you can help support us too and put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank to make sure this show keeps moving on down the road. So, calling all law-abiding bikers, head over to our Patreon page and take action today. You can do so at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Oh, did I mention there's benefits too? From all your friends at lawabidingbiker.com, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless and ride safe. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, you. Point at the camera for me. You freaking Bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, also known as the
99%.
That's right. Large and in charge more than any other time in history, in biker history. By listening to this very podcast, you are part of what we call
the Biker Revolution.
Whether you like it or not, but I know you like it. It's going to be big.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be
fantastic.
This is going to be
pretty sure it's going to be the best podcast it's ever been.
It's going to be the best motorcycle podcast. It is the best motorcycle podcast you've ever heard. Oh, there we go, guys. That's right. We do have one question before we get started. One question for you. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
That's right. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast and your
high-tech redneck.
We didn't do this, dude. Tell me when.
You ring.
The one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Lurch in the house. 2 episodes back to back. We just got off the heels of a live patron.
The high heels.
Only, the high heels, the stilettos we were talking about, actually. And only you that were in the private Facebook or the private event
would understand what we're talking about.
Would understand what you're talking about. So you definitely want to get signed up as a patron. Am I cutting out? Yeah.
A little bit. You're good again.
Okay. You definitely want to get signed up.
We've done so many podcasts. We are starting to wear out equipment.
We're wearing out earphones.
Yep.
We're wearing out microphones. Are going bad, dude. That's the test of time. That is the test of time. Does it sound okay?
It sounds good.
Okay.
Stop touching. Now it's bad.
All right.
Stop touching it. Stop touching it. Don't touch. God dang, man. Every time you touch it, you just can't. That's your problem.
Test.
You can't just sit
right
there and not fiddle with it.
I can't, dude. I got to stop messing with it, dude.
Don't.
I'm definitely going to have to
we're going to do a little
figure something
problem
out.
solving there and figure out if it's the cord or if it's the microphone.
No doubt we were having problems with that last episode. But yeah, there's no better time to get signed up as a patron because going into 2018, as you're going to hear, we are going to be talking about that. Now, what's this episode about? We really wanted to get something out. This isn't so much about motorcycles as most of or the biker culture and all that kind of stuff. This really, it can go anywhere, this episode. But really where we're mostly going with it is the State of Law-Abiding Biker 2000
State of the Union.
It's like a State of the Union address.
Yes.
There you go.
From the almost international president, we are going to have the State of Law-Abiding Biker.
Yeah, you should be my, media guy that goes out and
Your
just
hype
gives
man?
a speech. Yeah, you'd be my hype man, dude.
I don't know. After that intro, I think you need Popeye to do it.
No, hey, your I Need a Hero is pretty good. I'd like to recreate that actually this episode if we can.
No. It's a school night.
Right, yeah. You might have had one extra whiskey or two.
Yeah,
that
I
night.
mean, hey, listen, you need to be responsible. Don't drink to excess, but sometimes a little bit of liquid encouragement helps you sing I Need a Hero in a falsetto voice.
Correct, yes. And you know what? 2018, thanks for everybody being in the live chat there. We really appreciate it. If you haven't experienced a live event, you really need to. Regardless, if you're a patron or public, head over to lawabidingbiker.com/live, get signed up, email, upper right-hand corner, sign up. The only emails you'll get is when we go live. And as the case this one, I put a link to the private event if you're a patron, and I put a link to the public event, which followed right away. But you need to be on that list. Even if you're a patron, please get on that list, guys. And I forgot to post in the private Facebook group. That was my bad on the private one only, but you still all got an email if you'd have been on that list and stuff. So it gives us backups of backups of backups so that you always know. And you know what 2018 is going to bring for Law Abiding Biker Media, Lurch?
Better beer, apparently. We got some IPA, some Nikasi Brewing Total Domination IPA.
Domination is what Lab's going to do
Oh,
in
you're
2018.
sorry, man. I thought you were just going to say we're going to have better beer instead of Coors Light and PBR. We're going to drink Nikasi, but apparently you're just talking about Total Domination.
But the beer's good too.
Okay.
Yeah. Total domination in 2018. We're recovering. We're going to talk about it a little bit. Big Daddy Kane is in the house, and Lurch is showing his mug there. If you guys,
nice thin blue line flag there,
nice
laser etched on my Yeti glass,
and the Yeti.
Well, that's a Chewy. Sorry,
that's a Chewy. Yeah,
well, it's it's kind of like a Yeti. I think they're cousins.
I think so. All right, so so we got Big Daddy in there, but we are coming off the back of kind of a long Christmas season hiatus.
Not really, though.
There was a reason we were on a hiatus. Lots of reasons, but only just the podcast. We still put out
a
crap
lot
load of videos.
Yeah. But we take generally only put out one podcast in December. You're usually behind the scenes doing a lot of editing and putting out a lot of video,
keeping the YouTube channel going stronger than ever.
But we like to give.
I'm working. I'm working double time.
We like to give everybody that helps out with the podcast a little bit of time in December around the holidays to stay away from the podcast and have time with their families, as well as we do a little bit of time in the summer.
Yep. And it's a good thing we did, because as you're going to find in this episode, if you guys have been following us, I already have a video on it. I'll try to link to it here in a dang.
Oh boy, we've just completely worn out the equipment.
I'm not even moving it, Matt. Test. Maybe I'm pushing it in too far.
Well,
if it keeps going, I'll get another
mic.
She said. Right. Well, yeah, true. Yeah. One for Matt. Mm-hmm. There you go. But we did we're coming off the heels of the Law Abiding Biker store, guys. If you're following us, I'm looking for it here. If I can find it. There it is. So let me grab that for you guys here.
You're looking on YouTube?
I'm looking on YouTube. And let me grab this link. If you guys haven't seen it, and all of you that follow us pretty much know, but I did if you want to see it, that's the video. It kind of explains what went on. But yes, our entire store burnt to the ground. All of our inventory. Worse yet, that's the second part. Worse yet is Big Daddy. As you guys know, our store was connected to his home, and he lost his home, his motorcycles, everything he owned, pretty much. Chola. And he's working on rebuilding personally, and we're also at the same time working as a team to rebuild the store. We will talk more about that, but that's what's going to be this episode. Some information on that, because you guys have sent so many emails. We want to thank people for some of the support that's went on, because I know there's just a ton of questions, and then we can just refer people to this episode.
Okay.
So that's kind of the main. And then as we go into 2018, kind of what you can expect, some of the things we have planned for you guys, some of our direction, we're kind of going to give you guys an insight into what's going on. with Law Abiding Biker Media. Again, the state of Law Abiding Biker Media. So let me first start out by this. Now, let me get this link. Oh, I already got it. Okay. Here's some big things that are going on that you guys, this was an email, and I want to read this email. This is from Alf Baldwin of Canada. I hope this message gets to Ryan. I just watched this video in its entirety. He's talking about our recent full Canada documentary film that I did. It's free on YouTube, this one. Obviously, as a Canadian, he says, I may be a bit biased. Haha, I have seen many videos from Ryan. These videos were okay, but each seemed to show vast improvements in quality and techniques. This video obviously took many hours to perfect and produce. What a fantastic job you have done. Kudos to you, eh? I like it. I know these days there is a lot of turmoil around the biker media, etc., due to the recent fire, but I'm sure things will work out. Thanks for producing and sharing this video, for displaying the beauty of both good old USA and also the true North Storm and free Canada. Thank you so much, Alf Baldwin. And so we did release our Canada documentary, and it is getting rave reviews. I had said in the past, Matt, that my documentaries, I did the Colorado 2-part documentary. Now I have a Canada. We'll talk about the Reno.
You kind of wetted your feet a little bit with the Colorado one. Huge difference just for me. You and I haven't talked about this. This is just organic, but in watching the Colorado one, pretty good. You used a little bit more narrative and talked, but a huge difference between the Colorado one and the Canada one. The Canada, plus you had a lot of drone footage, but you voiced over a whole lot of narration that is typical of a documentary. So in watching that Canada
I told
one,
a story.
You told a story.
I had
exactly.
to write a story,
and that's what it felt like. As I watched it, even being on the ride, it took me back, and I think that's what several of the guys in the club said that watched the video. It's like writing it. I think in particular, Sarge said, "Man, it's like going back there and reliving it."
Did he say that? I didn't get. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't hear this. Yeah,
yeah. It was in the group me, but that thing's so busy. Sometimes you miss things. But the narration was good. You were talking about how you felt in the moment, which I think for most of us bikers, when you're riding through a scenic place like Glacier, and you're talking about how you felt going through there,
right,
is real similar to how we felt, obviously.
Interesting.
The experience is very similar.
Right, true.
So just listening to you talk about how you felt and the beauty of the scenery and blah, 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 and all that took me back to the same way I felt going through it. So I think even somebody that's not been through there,
which are the comments we're getting
now,
and the emails.
I guarantee you Glacier's going to see a huge spike in bikes coming through there because people watch that and feel what you feel and hear what you're saying. And it's like, with the way you do your footage, it feels like you're on the bike and going through there. Nice. And so you laid your narration over the video very well.
Thank you. And that's what it's all about, guys. Eventually I'll do some behind the scenes stuff. But it's a difficult process. It stresses me out. I enjoy doing it, but I shouldn't say it stresses me out. I put my heart and soul into these documentaries, and I wasn't sure if I was going to keep doing them, but you guys enjoy them so much in the community, and the amount of views and comments and the amount of emails, guys saying, thank God for this documentary. I'm sitting here. It's winter. That alone has made me realize that I'm getting better at the craft, and I'm getting better at, that's the biggest thing, is a story, because you have just loads of footage, and to try to piece that together, like I've said in the past, less than 10% of the footage I took on that trip is actually used for an hour and 20 documentary. So it's a very difficult process, and I'm learning my own techniques.
Close to a full movie, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. 6-day trip combined down into an hour 20. So get that, guys. If you want to see it, it's free. If you haven't, I'm going to post a link in the chat, and of course it will be in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode this number is. Okay, so saying that, a lot of the guys are in the chat were on that trip. That is the biggest thing for me. And again, I could get in depth on my thought process and how I do these things, but it's a whole process that I have to go through. And if you guys want to know, if you're thinking about making documentaries like that, plan on spending your whole trip filming, as the guys that were with me knowing, and then plan on spending that Canada documentary. I maybe had over 70 hours in edit of that, guys. I don't have an editor, so I film it all and I edit it right now. And so about the amount of hours, and I have just shy of that on the Reno edit, the Reno trip.
I got to tell you, a small improvement over the PowerPoint presentation from our trip to Spokane.
Dude. Isn't that funny though? Because I started back then, but I didn't.
The first one we
really
ever
didn't know what I was doing
before we had any clubs or belonged to any clubs. Just a small group of us, you, me, and Ed, basically, and then whoever came along. You know, there was 4 to 5 of us. There's one time that there was Ed's buddy, and then we had Skins. You made a PowerPoint presentation out of still photos,
yes,
and put a soundtrack behind it. And at the end, you showed the mileage.
Oh, did I?
Hold on.
You remember it better than me.
The last picture was a
when we
shot of your odometer. Now, granted, these were on
wide glide.
These were on 2 wide glides
with a bare bone seat and ape hangers.
Three wide glides, 3 wide glides, and 2 soft tails. You know how far we rode? We rode to the Idaho state line.
Oh,
it took us all day.
Taking it back, dude.
It should have taken us 4 hours, but it took us all day on those bikes
because we had to stop. And
we were proud of this, man. 756 miles.
Nice, dude.
So huge difference. Anyways, you know, it's kind of funny to look back at the beginning and realize this was before lab. I
was already interested in doing, and before that, even my family growing up, I did vlogs back before anybody knew what vlogs were.
Yeah.
I have old footage of me vlogging, and I didn't even know what I was doing.
Before the vlog,
there wasn't even YouTube then.
Before the vlogs, you were taking still pictures and putting PowerPoint presentations
even some video
together.
with it. It was just harder to get video. I was taking video with a still camera.
And harder to integrate back then with the software that you had and whatnot. Yes. Yeah. Huge improvement. But
good call.
That Canada one, that was like a movie. It was like watching, I don't want to make your head too big, but you know, everybody talks about why we ride.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You're not quite there yet.
Right.
But I'm saying it's up there with that,
dude.
you know, because of the narration and the way that you talked about how, you know, you were feeling what you experienced and you took somebody along on your ride.
Right. And I feel good, Matt.
Yeah.
I feel more like I kind of coined it a vlogumentary almost.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? It's almost like a new style that I've tried to.
You're on the edge of documentary, by the way.
It is. No, and I call it a documentary, but you could actually coin the phrase vlogumentary too, but it is a documentary and that's what I call them. So I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the feedback and it makes it worth the work. So with that said, you guys will be a little bit excited about this, I hope, because if you thought the Canada one was good, I've got and I just finished last night. Matt's been helping me with emails a lot. Rick and Brian have really been taking the store stuff completely by the horns, and they're taking those responsibilities off me. I have to focus on the podcast, of course, and content, but I also focus on the videos, and I've got about probably just shy of 70 hours into the Reno trip documentary. And I just literally finished up last night, uploaded. It's there today. Here's what I'm going to do, guys, just because, you know, I'm not the best businessman. And I've been told by many people via email that, you know, 95% of our content is for free and we want to keep it that way. And we have our patrons and we have our backing, but with the recent stuff, you know, store, and as we go into the future, I'm going to try to do some things because I do need to be a better businessman on Lab if we're going to continue to take it into the future. So I want you all to know the Reno documentary will eventually come out for all, okay? The public and everybody. It'll go on our YouTube channel, but it may be quite a few months before that happens. Right now, if you want to support Lab and it's something you want to do, it'll be in the show notes. And I have a trailer that I'm going to play on YouTube that will be coming out the next couple days with links to purchase the video. If it's something you want to get early, if it's something you're interested in, I think I priced it at $11. I think that's a great value for your dollar, and the proceeds go back. You can purchase it for that price, and you can see it now before everybody else. I just do want the caveat: if you're tight on money or it's something you don't want to support us right now, it will be coming out on our YouTube channel. But again, if you get it now, you'll have it several months earlier than everybody else. I just put a link in the private chat. That's how you can purchase it. And we're going to try to do more creative things like that, guys, to get guys early. And I also want to sell the caveat that before it comes out live on YouTube, after I'm done selling it for a while, it will go on the patron private Facebook group only. You guys will have early access, but that will be after I'm done selling it. And then you guys will have it at least several weeks before it goes public. We want to ramp up the benefits to the patrons, and you guys already are paying members and all that. So the Reno documentary is done, and I must say, I'm very proud of the Canada documentary. I'm very proud of Reno, and I feel like I've put so much effort and work and the storytelling. And if you don't know what the Reno documentary is, it's a behind the scenes, not only of our Reno 4-day trip, it's a wonderful story, but also it integrates a look behind the scenes of the Sworn Few Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club as we rode to Reno and through Northern California and Oregon and
hailstorms.
Yes. Oh, there's some great footage. And we patched in a new California chapter down there, that were well deserving of it. And so it's a whole integrated story along with some great writing and some funny things.
I
and
look
some
forward to it.
storms, and it's popping. It pops. It moves fast. It's about 48 minutes long, because it was a 4-day trip, besides the 6-day trip that Canada was. Plus we had a patron day in Canada. So that's why it bumped.
Sounds about right.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Based on the footage for the Canada, it's right in there.
Yeah.
Right. Lengthwise.
Right. Lengthwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. So yeah, it's popping, it's hopping, it's fast paced. You can purchase it. Again, I want to move on because we got a lot of content.
And I didn't get to go on that trip, so I really look forward to seeing that.
Yes, exactly.
And I know how to get it.
I missed editing your pretty face.
I know how to get it early, and I know how to get it free. So I might be watching it pretty soon.
Matt pretty much has access to everything that I have access to, so he can see any. You knew.
Listen,
when you showed up today.
I already knew it was out.
That's in your new videos in Gumroad. I'm like, how do you know that? I just uploaded that an hour ago.
Of course I know. I know everything.
It's God.
So if anybody wants it for half price, call me. But nice. The guys that are in the chat, they're members of the club. We have a plan maybe to watch it this Saturday at our holiday event.
We do have a holiday event.
And if not, we'll get you the link anyways. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Guys in the club.
Yeah, the guys in the club that were on the ride, we will get you a link. So no need to purchase it, guys, because you guys were part of the documentary and willing participants, and that helps me tell a story when you allow me to film you guys. All right. So with that said, we do love the patron members. They are involved in the patron group right now. We want to thank a couple of them because they are sponsors of this episode.
We'd like to thank Larry Barnwell of Hendersonville, North Carolina. He is a top tier member. Leonard Kiesler of Peekskill, New York. And Richard Ramza of Wichita, Kansas, another top tier member.
Robert Roberts of Narwarren, South Australia. Australia?
Put a little shrimp on the barbie, eh?
Jeffrey Zolik of Cotopaxi, Colorado. Sherman Swain of Pell City, Alabama.
Craig Boyles of Sioux City, Iowa. He is a top tier member. Matt Barber of Springboro, Ohio. And Jacques, oh my God, really? Why do you give me these ones? Levade of Round Rock, Texas? Jacques Levade of Round Rock, Texas. That might be a porn name. Top tier member, Jacques is.
That's right. Lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you guys can put a monthly cap. That's right. There are benefits like t-shirts, stickers, get into that private Facebook group, up to access to our premium videos and access to our exclusive live events and chat that only patrons are involved in. With that said, Matt, let's talk about that. I know it's later in the notes, but it's a good segue right in. We are planning, guys, and here's the deal. As we go into 2018, we're going to talk about the store fire too, but as we go into 2018, Matt, I listened to a lot on the way we're going with Law Abiding Biker Media. We're into this thing a little over 4 years. We really, as you can see at the end of last year, we always said that with our patrons, we wanted to ramp up better benefits for our patrons. You guys all got in, even though there weren't that. And then we started doing access to videos and t-shirts, and we really started from nowhere. We really want to make sure that's our tightest community. And so we want to treat our tightest community with the most benefits, and they're paying members, guys. They pay for every single, up to their monthly cap. All the benefits are over there. There's 3 levels, but if you're $3 or above per piece of content, it's our mid-level with a monthly cap of no less than 12. So you're at least pledging $12 a month. You can do more. A lot of guys do. We're going to give you access to those and above $3. And so if you're top tier, of course, you get all the benefits. But you're going to get access to those live events. we're not sure how many live public YouTubes we're going to be doing this year because it's really, really labor intensive. And we would rather do the live events in that tight knit patron community. That doesn't mean we won't do any live podcasts. We will hit and miss here just to keep that going a little bit because we don't know exactly where we're going. But I think most of the live events, you're really going to need to be a patron. You're going to need to get signed up at that mid-level or above to get access to that. Now, that doesn't mean we won't do live YouTube events like when we're in the garage working, and I won't do like products and quick stuff like you guys saw all in 2017, but you just won't get the live podcast. You're just going to have to wait to get the free podcast, whatever, a month or two down the road when it finally releases, because we do batch processes. Is that fair, Matt? That's kind of the way we're going?
It's funny when you said earlier, you go, I may not be a really good businessman.
I'm not. I'm horrible.
But my business model is I'm going to give 95% of everything away for free.
I know, and I've been chewed so many times for that.
But
by patrons have emailed me and go, dude, why do you give all that?
I think that, in today's society anyways, with YouTube and podcasts, there's so much you can get for free that people have just got used to getting it for free. And with that said, I think we built the group that we have by providing a lot of free, good content. And this, at the moment, is not our full-time jobs. It's something we do on the side.
If I was a good businessman, it would be a full-time job, but I'm so stupid, dude.
Well, it could be, but you know what? I think it's beneficial that it's not our full-time jobs at this point, so we can provide a lot of this stuff for free. And even moving on down the road, let's say we all retire and this is our full-time jobs, I still see a lot of free content. But we do have to look at...
Patrons are the way that we're going to... If everybody was a patron, then it's not completely free, but it's still semi-free, because it's, you know what I mean? It's still a low amount, I feel, for the amount of content that we put out.
You can get,
Right.
Basically, if you're a top-tier patron, you got access to everything. All of our for-purchase premium videos.
And that's $10 per piece of content at a monthly minimum of 20. So all you got to do is pledge 20. You pretty much get access to anything we have.
Yeah. And, for most guys, let's say that's their monthly cap is $20. So $240 for the year is what they're paying. And one handlebar install, and you've not only saved money, you're making money, because you'd pay $1,000 for a dealership to put a set of bars on your bike. But we can show you how to do it yourself for $34.95 if you're not a member. But if you're a top tier member, you get that video for free.
Right.
So let's say you get that one free video. That's it.
Right.
Just one handlebar video. You've saved yourself $750.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
And you put a little bit of money into the law-abiding biker gas tank.
Right.
You kept this motor running on down the M&Effing road.
And you become part of the community in the private Facebook group, which is a forum that's like no other. And I just mentioned it in there the other day, is there's bikers meeting bikers. And I just told him that. I got in there and I said, that's exactly what I never knew the group would become, is bikers meeting other bikers.
Awesome.
And he rode with them, brought them into his area. Anyways, this episode could go forever, but we want to definitely tell you guys, kind of what we're doing. So live public, it's going to be hit and miss on the podcast side of it. We're really going to try to reserve those for paying private members. Again, we want to keep our patrons. We want to make it worth their while and really feel like they're getting the benefits that they're paying for. So,
and I think that's why we get a lot of donations too, on top of what we get with patron and with people buying videos. We've got guys that'll buy a $35 video on how to do handlebars, like I mentioned earlier, and then throw in another raw donation on top of it, going, my God, you saved me $800. Here's another $50. Go buy some beer on me.
Right.
And obviously we don't, you don't take any money out of the business. Both Rick and I get modest paychecks for the work that we do. The majority of the income that comes into Lab goes back into more product or more equipment
and stuff,
or all the video and audio services that you have to
all
pay
the
for,
things
and all the social media
hosting,
stuff you pay for. And so it just keeps growing, this thing. And I think it's wise. Not a lot of people have that opportunity to start a business and not worry about taking much income out of it.
Right. True.
So it's really served us well. And I think moving forward, it's just going to get better and better.
Yep, absolutely. And the patrons, really, guys, that's the foundation. So thank you. All right. So let's move on to one of the things we want to talk about. So late December 18th.
You going to play the song? You going to do it?
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
Hey, is Big Daddy still in here?
Big Daddy's in here.
Lurch said I can play it. It's not too soon.
Fireman.
And he's going to sing.
That's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flame. Hell, everybody like to have what I got. I can cool them down when they're smoldering hot. I'm the fireman. That's my name. I know Popeye knows this.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we got to... Rick, Big Daddy said this is my favorite song. You guys, December 18th. We're trying to get over it. And Rick, you know, it was a devastating deal, guys. Like I said, coming into the episode, he lost everything. We're trying to make light of it a little bit because that's
what else can you do?
That's how we cope with things as Leos. And I think humans in general try to cope with things with a little humor. Big Daddy is not
I work 24 on and 24 off. If they get too hot, they just give me the call. I'm the fireman. That's my name.
Yeah, Lurch in the house. He'll be in all night. Be here all night.
Try the steak, it's good.
I just flew in, boy, are my arms tired? Nothing? Anything for me? Okay. So we're back on track. So we're trying to make light of it a little bit, but it was a pretty devastating situation. December 18th at 15:30 hours. What were we doing that day?
For all the normal people in the world, that's 3:30 p.m.
Oh yeah. I did do military time, dude. There you go. Yeah. Oh, I got this, dude. So I don't even remember what we were doing, but I remember Rick.
I was working and I got a call from Scooter.
From Scooter, and Rick called me on his way to his house. Rick was away, and on his way to his house said, "Hey, I heard my house is on fire. The store is on fire. I'm en route there now." And I didn't answer because I was busy picking up my kid from, I forget what time was. Yeah, I was probably picking up I can't remember what I was doing that day, but I called him back as soon as I could, and he didn't answer. And oh God, you know. And then I heard from Scooter, who's with the chapter down there.
We didn't even know if he was in the house.
We didn't know any. Well, I knew he wasn't because he called me and you did.
Yeah, when I got the call from Scooter, he wasn't 100% sure. He thought he was good, but we didn't know. And yeah, it was crazy there for a little bit.
A little chaotic. So I called Rick back. I didn't get him. I got a hold of Scooter, and me and Matt, the podcast producer did it to his own mic.
I did it.
He looked at me earlier because I did it now. It's on him. And so Rick called me, pretty devastated from the scene. My house is burned. We lost everything. He lost his home, guys. So he was there because he works graveyards, sleeping an hour and a half before he decided to get up and take some stuff down because he ships from there. We had taken over his whole garage pretty much for the store and products and shelving. And he decided to get up and get out of there and go ship some stuff. And during that time is when the garage started on fire. We'll talk a little more about that. It got into his home. It didn't burn the whole home, but it got into it so bad, the living room, and it smoke damaged and heat damaged everything. He lost all his personal stuff. There's hardly anything salvageable in that house. There was some loud explosions. And if you watch my video, I posted a link in the private group, and I'll post a link on this podcast episode. The fire department talks about loud explosions. That there, my friends, was Bike Bright aerosol bike cleaner.
Boom.
The aerosol stuff, the Moto Glaze, not the Moto Glaze. Which one's the aerosol?
It's the helmet refresher.
The helmet refresher.
By the way, I as a young pyro, I can tell you, if you take an aerosol can and stick it upside down in a fire and run like hell, it will explode, and the bottom of the can
statute of limitations up on that
go flying.
Yes, true.
And actually turn the other direction. You know how it's concaved in? It will concave out.
Nice experience, and that you just if one were to do that is what.
Listen, I was in my teenage years. And there's a fire burning. What are you going to do?
I agree.
Let's throw a aerosol can in there. See what the hell happens.
I
know you did.
Very similar type activities. So that's what was blowing up. They didn't know it at the time. But like I say, Rick really, guys, lost everything. So you guys have been so supportive. Y'all know Big Daddy. That's Rick. He runs the store along with Grunt down there, about an hour away. So they're about a little over an hour away, southeast from us in the Tri-Cities, Washington area. Now, me and Lurch, as soon as we heard this, number one, I was glad Rick was okay. That was number one. Now, nobody else was living there with Rick at the time. His family is in another residence. And he was there. So we were happy that nobody else was, persons were hurt, so to speak. He didn't have any pets in there, so we didn't have to deal with that. We knew Rick was okay. So me and Lurch, what did we do as brothers, not only as Law Abiding Biker Media family, as the Sworn Few Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club family? We got right in the car. It's winter. We had to run the car down. And a side note, as a joke, I said, why couldn't this happen in the summer so at least I could ride my damn motorcycle down? At least get a motorcycle trip out of it, Big Daddy, for God's sakes. And he had ammo too that was going off in there, I'm sure. But I know the Bike Bright was, I've heard ammo and fire, Bike Bright.
Little
aerosol
pops.
cans. Little pops compared to the
aerosol cans build up pressure and blevy.
They're like bombs.
They blevy.
Yeah. They blevy, boiling liquid.
Come on, you're a volunteer fireman.
I know, boiling liquid expansion vapor something.
Explosion.
Yeah. Explosion, yeah. Liquid vapor explosion, yeah. So we rushed down there. We met Rick at the scene. Of course, my vlog shows that. It doesn't show a lot of Rick that night for obvious reasons, but it shows some of the devastation. And then the next day, I went down the next day. We were there that night. Consoling, trying to help Rick with what we could. That was when we realized, yes, we lost everything in the store that was in the garage, 100% of our inventory, not one salvageable thing. Both Rick's bikes burned to the ground. His Chola, his beloved Chola, his Road King, his 2016 Road Glide Special. You'll see that in the vlog and the video, completely down to the frame. So hot, it melted holes in the primary, the aluminum primary. This fire got so hot, it was insane. There was so much heat in that garage. So
liquefied biker grippers. Did you say that?
I couldn't find the biker grippers so much because they were under so much insulation that had been pulled by fire department. But I did see in the vlog, you do see biker bug slide bottles, and you can see the microfiber cloths and things like that I show in the video. But there was so much rubble that there probably was remnants underneath that
just
rubble.
Couldn't find it.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because they had pulled so much shit down, and firefighters like to make messes and all that, and love our firefighters. But got
to put the fire out.
It's got to put the fire. That's right. Must block the whole road and put the fire out. You need to park in the road because the house is way over there? Nope. We're going to block the road. How come? Just because that's what we do.
Because it's safe.
Because it's safe when we block the road.
God damn, we don't want anybody getting ran over here. We got to block the freeway to put that car fire out.
Oh yeah, dude.
Sorry, firefighters.
We love you. I have lots of firefighter friends, for God's sakes.
As Popeye says, evidence eradication team.
Oh, I got to show Rick's. I got to moderate Rick in the. See this? He used a bad word, and so it tells me, do I want to show it or hide it? Yeah. So I got to show. I just saw that. Show. I hit show there. Okay. So here's the deal, guys, and you guys have been so supportive. We're going to tell you guys some ways that you can continue to support us into 2018. It was a devastating deal. Me and Rick, on top of all his lack of sleep, we had like a 4-hour meeting. I took him to lunch the next day. We had to talk. It was early, but we had to talk business. I had to take the online store offline that night. On the way down, while Lurch was driving, I did a live YouTube. You can see that too on our YouTube channel.
You were on the phone taking the store down as we were driving down there.
Yes, on my laptop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I mean, it's reality,
Right. We have nothing to sell anymore.
We've grown to the point where sales are coming in all the time, and we can't sell something that's melted. So it's just the reality of it. You had to get on the phone and shut the store down and do that part of it as we were heading down there.
Oh, yeah, I had to call support.
Yep.
Figure out how we could hide our store for a little bit because we didn't know what we were doing. I did a live YouTube. It's about 10 minutes on the way down. Just my gut feeling about going down there. Remember on that too, I knew, and I didn't say it right away. I knew Big Daddy was okay. I was talking because from my mind and where it was going, but I knew information that you guys didn't. So Lurch pipes up and goes, Big Daddy's fine. I go, that's right, Big Daddy. But I had already knew that, and I didn't relay that to the audience. So.
I was concentrating on driving.
Yes.
And listening to you talk, and I thought, he hasn't said that Rick's all right.
See, and I
might
knew that.
Say,
And I'm thinking everybody else knows
tell
he's
everybody
okay,
that
right?
Rick's okay.
Right, yeah. So Lurch got my back on that. So that was from the heart, guys, that little vlog there live. And I left it up because it's how I was feeling at the moment and what was going on. So here's the deal. And I know you guys are asking, and everybody asks us, oh, surely you had insurance. Nope. We didn't have insurance, guys. Big negative. Now, Rick has insurance on his house, but you know what that's like working with insurance companies. I'm not going to get into that personal endeavor he's going through. He'll have to deal with all that. And I don't know the specifics of that, but I will talk about we had no store insurance. And here's why, guys. You may say we're stupid, and I talk about that on the vlog. You may think you guys are idiots. Okay, well, maybe you are idiots. Call us idiots if that makes you feel better. We're a bootstrap company. We're busy. We're working 2 jobs. We were running the store. We eventually were going to get a facility, but we didn't have a separate facility from his house because, again, we're bootstrap and we're not sure exactly what we're doing, but we think we do it pretty good. And there's no manuals on this kind of stuff when you're starting Law Abiding Biker Media. There's no manual you can go to because our company is a little bit different than a lot of companies. It's from the heart, and that's as we're progressing. So, no, I didn't have insurance, guys. 0. No. And I know we got emails. It doesn't, guys. In Washington State, homeowners doesn't cover anything of our product because it was a business. His homeowners, I don't care if it's a garage. I don't care if it's in the house. I don't care. We've been through the agents. We talked. Of course, we're going to tell the truth. We just told our insurance agents, here's what we had. What are you going to cover? Zip, guys. Huge loss. Huge monetary loss for Law Abiding Biker Media. We did not realize we had that much inventory in stock. And I know you guys may call us stupid again, but that we're just rolling with day to day with the punches, guys.
Who thinks your garage might catch on fire
and then burn all your inventory? Right. And you're working 2 jobs and Rick's working graveyards and getting up in the days and shipping stuff and taking orders and answering emails. And I'm up here an hour away doing this and that. And we were eventually going to get a facility and blah, blah, blah. And life just goes.
Just think about you as a person listening to this podcast right now. How many friends or family members' houses do you know that have burned? I can tell you one. Rick's house.
Right. Me too.
And I'm 43 years old.
Same here, 45.
I got lots of friends and family. And yes, fires happen all the time. House fires happen. But personally, do you know of anybody that's lost their house? To other than like a natural disaster or something. I'm talking like somebody's house just catches on fire because of electrical fire or something. It's not something you think of. And as you say, we started as a small company and just grew and grew and grew and grew and didn't realize how much actual inventory we had. So it was a bigger loss than we ever imagined.
Right. Yeah. And Rick says here in the private group, and I did ask him to be on this episode, guys, but I'll just put it out. He wasn't quite ready, and I totally understand that. So me and Matt are taking it from him, but at least he's in the private chat. I'm very glad that he joined us. And you guys have extended your hand to him and your support in the private Facebook group and all the patrons and even non-patrons, everybody. Now, in the middle of this too, guys, you all know, I'll get to that. Geez, we got to keep going because this will go long, Matt. But I think it's important. So no insurance. No, we lost everything. It was a huge monetary amount, guys, more than we thought. We had to have a meeting that day. Me and Rick had to go over the numbers. We know what we had in inventory. We had to get in the back end of our store, and we started adding the numbers up, and I could tell we were both looking at each other like, as we were doing the spreadsheet, like, fuck, like, stop. Like, I didn't want the numbers to keep getting bigger as this Excel sheet kept adding to it. I just, it is what it is. And I know that was a hard thing for Big Daddy at the time, but he knows it was something we needed to do. We needed to know, are we going to continue with this store or what are we going to do here? And Rick's all in, very motivated individual, awesome, so smart. That's why I have him in charge of the store. I couldn't, unbelievable. Even in the midst of tragedy, he was all in. We needed to regroup. We needed to figure out a plan of attack on how we were going to at least get some stock back in the store. So we talked to a lot of our vendors. I did invest some capital. I won't get into that, back into the business from various ways that I manipulated to try to get some of the hot selling items back in. Our vendors worked with us to give us discounts because they heard of the fire on initial orders at greatly reduced discounts so that we could get our feet back on the ground. Everybody's been so supportive. The store is back up, lawabidingbiker.com/store. The biggest way you can support us if you're not a patron, or even if you are a patron or you're public, shop in our store, guys. We have a lot of stuff back. You'll see some stuff is still out of stock. It's going to take us time to get that stuff. We have Bug Slide back in. We have Bike Bright. We have shirts back in. We have our Zero 3D stuff available. We have Rick Rack now stuff. So we have Biker Gripper stuff back in stock. We are getting back. Sorry if you find something that's out of stock. We're working on it. It's going to take time to regain capital, to invest back into products so that we can get that store back to where it was and hopefully even bigger. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, Matt, but I know a lot of these details. Jump in if you want.
Nope, I will when I feel it's appropriate.
We have found a new facility outside of his home because that's gone. He's working on replacing his home on that property. We won't be running the store out of there anymore. We've grown a little bit. Maybe this was another, if they say there's a reason behind everything or there's a value behind everything, maybe that was our, unfortunately, huge hit to scale up a little bit. So we've got a facility.
It could have been worse 5-10 years down the road if we didn't,
Yeah.
So it's tough to go through this, but maybe it's a lesson learned for the future. And,
I learned my lesson.
Oh yeah.
Lurch.
And it's a tough one because I know what
I took it in the butt unlubed. Yeah. Unlubed, bro.
I know what the number is, but imagine if we had, like let's say my shop, which is 40 by 60 full of equipment. Could you imagine the cost then?
Right.
Or we rented a warehouse and we're still thinking, we're a small bootstrap company. And we don't
right.
Let's just assume further down the road we had even more. I mean, it could have been worse. So like you're saying.
Good point, Matt.
Lessons learned. And
yep.
You got to look at the silver lining, I guess. And I guess.
The silver lining's been hard to turn silver for me, but it slowly is.
It's a little stained.
It's still
lining.
Not quite silver.
It's a little charcoal colored at the moment.
Yeah.
Hard to see. Yeah. I'm a firm believer things happen for a reason. And while it's hard to understand why this would have happened to Rick himself personally or the company, there's a reason. It could have been worse farther on down the road. Who knows? Yeah. I picked that up on what you were just saying, so that's why I said that.
No, I appreciate it very, very much. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about, we're talking about store stuff and then we'll finish up. And we got some other great announcements that you guys will definitely want to stick around for. I think they're very, very important. Let me do this here. We got to take a little break real quick. Oh yeah, are you searching for the easiest and quickest attachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps, bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint.
Slap your paint?
Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems. This father-son team designed something really special. We do believe that you can't find anywhere else, guaranteed it. Yep, and these guys, they ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use a Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head over lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. Guys, we appreciate your support by getting that stuff right in there. And we will.
lawabidingbiker.com/store.
Nicely done. Rick Rack. Okay, so we have a new facility. It's a small facility. It's a public facility. So I should say it's in a public venue, basically. So it's not in a private residence. It's heated. It's got power.
Ooh.
We reinvested in a bunch of shelving. We lost our printers, our tape, our bubble wrap, our box. You guys got to understand, we lost everything. Rick lost his laptop. We have nothing. So we had to start investing some capital back in to try to get at least some assimilation of the store. So there you go. We've got a lot more to talk about. Thanks for sticking with us. And I know this isn't a lot about motorcycles, but going into 2018, I feel it's really important, and we want to answer the questions on the fire. Rick's status, he's working with his insurance company. He's working on a home replacement. He's working on motorcycle replacements, personal property replacements, and everything in between. I'm not going to get into detail on that. That's his personal business, and probably not suited for the podcast, but he is working on that stuff. He is, I will say this, he is living out of a hotel right now.
Somebody's making his bed every morning.
So yeah,
nice.
Right. He's running, dude.
There's your silver lining right there. Somebody's making your bed.
He's running a pimp house. He's pimping out of a hotel room. He's got lots of hoes on Craigslist if you'd like. What's your Big Daddy? What's your Craigslist username? I'm teasing. He's not. We got to make light of it, but Rick's doing okay as far as that goes, guys. So let's move on to. So we got store status. We're back up. So going into 2018, here's what you can do. A lot of you supported us with the fire, and we appreciate that. Rick had a GoFundMe page, which one of the patrons, and I'm so sorry because my brain's mush, who got that up and running for him, but it
might have been Pablo if I recall right.
It might have been, and I'm so sorry. It's been so hectic.
I can tell you as you talk, go.
But so he got his GoFundMe page going up and all that, and I know I'm thanking for you guys. For Rick, because I know he wants to reach out and tell you guys. It was Pablo. Thank you so much, Pablo.
Calcerada.
So that's helped. Here's how you can help us, guys. Just normal stuff. Don't forget Patreon. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. lawabidingbiker.com/buy videos. All our premium for purchase videos. lawabidingbiker.com/store, of course, our store. Donate. If you want to leave a flash donation, lawabidingbiker.com, donate. And then if you want, now this is the other thing I want to bring up, banners, lawabidingbiker.com/banners. Anytime you're going to purchase a motorcycle item, please go to that page, hit those banners, Revzilla and JP Cycles and all the big players. And if you click through, if you do end up making a purchase, we get a small kickback, no additional cost to you. Now, this was right in the midst of building the new Law Abiding Biker studio and shop. That was a huge hit, guys. Because we lost so much capital that was going to go into that shop. It's tough. I will tell you that lawabidingbiker.com/build it. So many of you have donated on that fundraising campaign, and I thank you. So of course that's still going. I've manipulated a lot of things, personal finances, business finances, I'm not going to get into any deeper than that to try to keep moving forward. The store is back up. We did get a lot of support through donations. We got a lot of support through ramping up patron memberships. Patrons really ramped up because they knew that was a way. If there was any time to be on the line, a lot of patrons said, this is the time that I need to get involved. So all those links, of course, the regular ways you guys can help us. The shop is still moving forward. All I'm going to tell you about the shop is all your donations are still going 100% towards that building. That's what that fundraiser was for. And it's still all that. I'm not moving any of that to the store. That was a specific fundraiser for that. There were some extra things I was going to do with extra other money, maybe from the store, but that's not going to happen now. Those things will have to be added later, possibly. So I've talked with my contractor and scaled back some big ticket items. It doesn't mean it's not going to get built. It's going to be delayed a little bit, but we're still moving forward in 2018 to see that project finished and the bare bones of it at least. And then if we need to add stuff, maybe add it later. That gets complicated as we move forward and we see what's coming in and what's going out. Because like I said, we had to invest a lot of capital elsewhere that I was going to use to help with that. We're on track to keep moving forward in just different ways, guys. So I don't want you guys to think that went out the wayside. It didn't. I'm just having to get really creative. So thanks to all the new patrons that ramped up, and the support was overwhelming. The donations that were coming in, the flat donations for people that just wanted to help us, with that. And I thought I had a list in here, Lurch.
Yeah, yeah, right there. And there's a bunch of them. Do you want to start and we'll go?
Here's the deal.
Do you want to go every other, or you just want to start reading them off?
Here's the deal. I don't want to. There was a lot of donations that happened that were donations, but they didn't put that it was for the fire, but we knew it was. But because so if timing? You don't get mentioned here, no, just a lot of people donated and tell us what it was for. And we get donations year round.
Yeah.
So these are just the ones that put a specific comment and we knew it was for the fire.
And there was some of those actually I threw in there just because of the timing. They were right after you put out the YouTube video, or they're right after some stuff on social media. And for that first week or so, there's a lot of them that just flooded in. I mean, it's just time-wise. I knew the majority of these were fire donations, but like you said, not everyone's included because we may not have known if 2 weeks later if you're making a donation for the fire or not. So, but here's a huge list of people that donated within the first couple of days of the fire that either one said, here's for the fire, or it's just timing wise, we knew it was because of the fire.
Right. Good. And so, so with that caveat, I want to mention that if you don't hear your name and you did donate, well, you're still going to get mentioned. It'll just be a latter episode because again, we didn't know exactly what it was for. So let's just rip through these really quick to get their names out. You don't need to read anything but the name. Go for it. Take the first 5.
Rick Kemner, Christine, also a patron, by the way, Christine Anderson, Mike Matsuzek, Michael McGinnis,
Chris Beck of Hayden Lake, Idaho, Matthew Ledford of Barnesville, Georgia, William Doc Jones. That's right. Donald Shepard, Jared Jansen,
John Daniel, Stephen Barber, Aaron Christensen, Brad Harris of Yakima, Washington.
Right here.
Chris Hanna.
Stephen Martin of United Kingdom, Martin Halm of Germany, Ron Summers of Indiana, Atlantic, Florida, Victor Stongo of Chestertown, Maryland, Andrew Best, Ronald Zarkaruski of Montana, Virginia, right?
Yep. Stuart Bussman of Mesquite, Nevada, Barry Sobel, Detroit, Michigan, Emmett Helm, Jeffrey Mars, Arnsbury of Massachusetts, and the Sugar Shack LLC of Middletown, New York.
Dale Whiteside of Canada, Daniel Lazenby of Memphis, Tennessee, David McPherson, Pennsylvania, Christopher Lezak, of course, patron also, Ashland, Wisconsin, Oscar Hills of Guilford, Connecticut, Stephen Stratton of Stockton, California, Al Long, of course, another patron, Colorado, Charles Stoddard of Yankton, South Dakota, John Rolfe of Chandler, Arizona, David Weber, William Bray of Skipperville, Alabama, Ronald Shearer of Ontario, Canada. Sorry, guys. Not sorry. Thank you. I know all of you listen. I just wanted to really say those names, and I know it was lengthy, but again, if you didn't get mentioned and you left a donation, it's just because we didn't know specifically whether it was for the fire or not. So that
you will get a shout out on a future
I know we got
podcast.
We got a lot more fire donations than that, Matt.
I'm sure. It's hard to track when there's no message, or based on the time, if it came in a week and a half or 2 weeks later, and some social media stuff goes out later, and some donations are coming in, but real hard to track. So for all of you that threw a donation as a result of the fire, if we forgot your name, sorry on this podcast, but you will get a shout out on a future podcast for your donation.
Yes.
It's kind of like your Darth Vader.
This is really what.
Yeah, it's just toast right now. It's like, it's almost like I'm sitting across from Darth Vader.
Dang it, dude. That's going to piss me off.
Definitely the connection, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's either the mic or the, like we say,
right. but definitely in the connection.
Maybe if that happens, I should just try a new mic and see if it happens again. You got a second?
Yeah.
All right, let me try a new mic.
Live audience, we're going to take a pause.
All right. I do want to thank, talking about the new shop, I want to thank, this is amazing. This happened before the fire and all this, but I want to thank publicly Dawson's Custom Painting. Bob Dawson, right here of Yakima, Washington, owns a paint shop, a paint business. He saw the GoFundMe, the shop fundraiser, got a hold of me, said, I want to paint your shop and your studio inside and outside, free of labor. You pay for the paint, all my equipment, all my labor. Unbelievable. He's been in the chats before with everybody else. I can't fathom that. It's unbelievable. I wasn't sure whether it was real.
And been a patron since last July.
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that. He's been in the private patron groups and chats. Absolutely unbelievable the way the community like that has come through to help us build this shop. That's a huge help, especially now more than ever with painting that. So shout out to him and for stepping up to the plate and helping, that way, which is just awesome. So that helps save a lot of money and labor. We talked about the live YouTube experience. Okay, here's one thing I wanted to sum up a little bit, and maybe you can jump in on this too, Lurch. As we go into 2018, I just want to let you guys know, I know we're selling the Reno video just temporarily. And again, that's just a way to support us, the Reno documentary. We have had some comments by people who don't understand YouTube. We have a huge YouTube channel now, guys. We're going up 45,000 subscribers or something. We have a shitload of views on that. We're pumping out videos like crazy. I already have like 15 more videos edited. I slow release them, so we always have content for you guys. I just shot another one on my days off. I spent 2 of my full days off shooting a lithium ion versus lead acid. That's not even an edit yet. But people have commented before, why do you guys ask for donations and patrons? You guys make so much money on YouTube. Okay, I just want to put it out there. That is incorrect information, and you're an ignorant person if you believe that, because if I clearly, the persons that mentioned that have never had a YouTube channel. So I want to put the information out there so our community understands that's not where our money comes from. YouTube doesn't provide shit for this, for Law Abiding Biker Media. If you think you're going to start a YouTube channel and make a living, if I was making a living off Law Abiding Biker Media, I wouldn't be doing a Leo job full time, guys. Let me tell you that would be the most ridiculous thing in the world. So YouTube, if you think, I hear people, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I heard somebody the other day, I won't say where it was, but they said, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I want to make some extra money. You don't make money off YouTube, guys. AdSense. Yes, we monetize our channel. We make peanuts. It's like pennies on thousands of clicks, guys. Thousands of clicks, you make pennies on AdSense. And your only people that actually make some sort of living off it are your people that get like 3 million views a video, your top YouTubers that are mainstream. Those guys can actually make a fair amount of money, but they're getting millions of clicks. When you're a channel like ours, which is bigger than a lot of other motorcycle channels, it's peanuts. It's the smallest piece of the pie. And again, it's pennies like per 1,000 clicks on videos, guys. So that's the videos, the ads being run up against our stuff. So yeah, YouTube, if I was making it, why the hell do you think I would be still working a Leo job full time?
You wouldn't need your Leo job. You wouldn't need the podcast. You wouldn't need the store.
Everybody thinks that. They get on YouTube and they click on videos. Oh, that guy's got a huge YouTube channel. He's making a living. No, actually most YouTubers don't make it. 99% of your YouTube, 99% of your YouTubers don't make a living off ads.
Stop touching it. Stop touching it. Quit playing it.
I wasn't touching it.
Stop touching it.
I have to touch it to try to fix it. I'm not even touching it. It goes bad. But 99% of your YouTubers don't make money. Where YouTubers make money is not off YouTube. We make it off our store,
right?
Off patrons, off videos. You have to monetize.
Basically, the YouTube channel is it's like your advertising. It's your commercials, to be honest with you.
And we're helping bikers, though. We don't advertise nothing.
But that's the benefit.
Right.
That's the benefit, is we're getting free stuff out there and helping people. But in the meantime, it's your advertising. It's a free way for people to find you and learn about you. And once they learn about you, then maybe they become a patron, or maybe they start buying some product from you. But if you have nothing other than just solely a YouTube channel, ain't going to happen.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Same with podcast. We don't make anything off the podcast, guys. The only way we make stuff off the podcast,
money.
It costs us money. We make it off, off everything that surrounds merchandise, store. That's why we had to start doing these things, guys, because we were like, we can't do this for free for the next 20 years. This is not going to work. This is not a sustainable business model. Again, I'm not a good business model.
Rick Kemner says, if you're making big bucks, you could afford good beer, which actually tonight we do. He's got some Nikasi Brewing out of Eugene, Oregon. That's a Total Domination IPA. It's hoppy. It's good.
Oh, it is good.
It is so tasty.
I'm not even touching it. I'm so sorry for the mic problems tonight, guys. We'll have that fixed by next episode. But
bear with us. We're almost through this one.
I forgot it's actually a pain to change this mic out. It's more difficult than I had imagined. It's been years since I've replaced those. So just get that through everybody's head. We aren't making bank off YouTube. That's actually the littlest piece of our pie, but it is necessary, and that's how we help thousands and thousands and thousands of bikers worldwide. So I can't change it. No, you go ahead, because I'll have to wiggle it around and all that. Huh? Yeah, but then I got to get the levels set. Let's see if we can just get through. I appreciate the offer. Lurch is trying to hand me his mic, but then I'd have to switch levels and all kinds of stuff.
All right.
If I'm not touching it, so I'm just hoping it goes. There you go, guys. But the YouTube channel, that is how we reach so many bikers. So it's so important to us. And, that's why we spend so much effort in it, not necessarily because of the face value, monetary value, which there is none. It's the community that we're building and getting more guys over to the podcast and getting patrons and all that kind of stuff. So there was something else I wanted to say on YouTube. Oh, here's the other thing, guys. If you look at our community compared to other YouTube communities, we monitor it heavily, but we don't have the resources to continue. We're trying to continue to do that. We 100% monitor comments. And if you guys look at our YouTube videos, the comments are out of control anymore, and we answer 95% of them, or at least a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And it's a troll-free community. If you guys look, there's a reason for that. It's because the way we've built, and you guys too, you guys have jumped on trolls before on our behalf, and then we delete them. We have a zero tolerance in our community for any type of being a jerk or foul language, unless it's a joke. We want good quality discussion, respectful discussion. Disagreements are fine, but we monitor that heavily. Same with our Facebook. And if you come on, within very short time, you're banned permanently. We don't even respond to you. We just ban you. And that's why our community, you don't see that. And what that helps do over time is people understand the law-abiding biker community on YouTube is not the place to come troll. They realize that we don't put up with it. You're banned. You'll never be in there again. See, trolls feed on trolls. When you go to a YouTube channel and there's, hey, F you and F him and he's an effing piece of F and, all this stuff, other trolls feed on that, and then more trolls, and they realize this is a channel we can do that. When you come to Law Abiding Biker channel and you see that it's nothing but bikers helping bikers and positive because we've monitored it so heavily, most trolls go away. We actually get very few, less than 1%.
If that.
It started out different, but as people started realizing we don't put up with it, and there is debate in there, and that's okay. Respectful debate. If you're like, hey, I tried those shocks and I didn't like them. Another guy says, I tried them. I actually ran them for 4 years. I personally liked them. I think they're a good shot. That's respectful debate. Mm-hmm. That's experience. But yeah, when you come in and you talk shit. And so going into 18, we're going to try to continue that. But at some point, we can't. Me and Matt and Rick monitor that, and it's a handful. But we appreciate the involvement. Anything to say on that?
No.
No. Okay.
I know what you're going. You know why I said that? Because I knew what you wanted. You wanted to sip a beer.
Oh,
you needed to wet your whistle. So I said no.
What a jerk.
Yeah, it is quite a bit. I mean, it takes the three of us to heavily monitor those YouTube comments. And you almost always get some type of response. Occasionally, you might just get a thumbs up, just, hey, man, like your comment. But we will ban the hell out of some people. Yep. And it's funny when you start.
We don't even argue with you. You're just banned. You'll never comment again.
It's funny when you start a YouTube channel, you're like, well, we don't want to censor people. We want comments. But then you realize, like you said, it's important to keep a positive environment, and positivity attracts positivity and vice versa. And so if you make a dumbass comment, we just either, if it's a little off color, we'll delete you. If it's completely rude, you're banned.
Right. And we'll give you one chance if it's borderline, but a second one gets you banned. But some are banned first.
On top of that, we've been keeping a list of nasty comments.
We screenshot everyone.
Funny comments.
At some point, we're going to have to do a podcast.
There will be an episode of just us reading. Jimmy, is it Jimmy Kimmel? No, it's Fallon. Jimmy Fallon. They got those mean tweets. Jimmy Kimmel. He's got mean tweets where they have the celebrities come on and read the mean tweets.
I haven't seen that, but that's awesome.
God. Okay, here's the deal, dude. You gotta Google mean tweets Sofia Vergara.
Okay.
Because somebody says it sounds like when you're talking, you have a bunch of dicks in your mouth.
Oh, geez.
And you know what she said? And she's a beautiful Latina. She says, "What's wrong with having a bunch of dicks in your mouth?" So it's funny. But anyways, we're gonna have like a mean YouTube comments podcast.
Some of them are just humorous. Like, some what planet do you come with? They're not funny, but
some are funny. Some are rude. Some are just. Some are off the wall. It's going to be hilarious.
They're freaking
It's going to be great. It's going to be huge. It's probably the best podcast we've ever had.
Why don't you do this right here, Lurch?
Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has just what you're looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome, lighting, products, comfort products, and more. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for easy installation. That equates to less time installing and more time riding. Who doesn't want that? Zero 3D has a design team with over 40 years of experience with a passion for design and innovation. These guys are bikers, and they care about bikers just like you. They pride themselves in great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email at sales@ciro3d.com. That's CIRO3D.com, or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Zero 3D is distributed in the United States by Drag Specialties, in Europe by Parts Europe and Zodiac, and in Asia by Twin Arc. Check out your local Harley dealer and ask them if they've got Zero parts, because they stock them, but better yet, help support us and head over to livebitingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products shipped to you by Big Daddy Kane, and we promise there will be no smoke damage on those products.
Oh, you had to throw that in there. Don't forget, we are live. We've got the super chat up, guys. If you remember what that is, if anybody wants to throw a super chat, that's fine. If you don't, get that too. Just reminding you, I threw it on the screen there, scrolling at the bottom there, as a way to support us. This is 2 live episodes back to back on a work night. We're throwing this one on a work night, so we had to get this word out, and this one will actually come out soon in podcast format. We'll
edit
bump
this
it
bad
ahead.
boy up and put it out next.
It's going to make
episode 162.
Is that what you think it is?
I know it is.
Nice, dude.
I
Nice. Okay, let me go through my notes and make sure we got everything. Oh, the other announcement I wanted to make. So, of course, we did the Canada trip, the patrons. We met the patrons. The Reno trip, we didn't meet any patrons because that was a club, even though I did a documentary on it. I can't wait. The club guys are going to love it. We didn't meet any patrons on that trip because it was very specific to club business. Nonetheless, in the documentary, you'll get a behind-the-scenes look. I talked to Rob, and I've been talking. All right.
Hey, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Erlacher, the host of Law Abiding Biker Podcast.
There you go. And you're high-tech.
Check him out.
It's weird that it just does it on its own. I'm not even touching it.
It's got to be the cord, I think.
So, talking to Rob, we did the Canada trip. Everybody wants to know, especially the patrons, because we will be meeting patrons. Yeah, we did. Jonathan Holland says we almost met Matt Pass in Virginia City, but he never. I was texting back and forth with him when we were down in Virginia City. He wasn't able to make it, but he was in the area, which was really cool. That was all discovered in that private patron Facebook group. So we do meet with our patrons when we go on rides if it works out. Where are we going? 2018.
Going to Utah, baby.
Did you get the dates off, dude?
When I don't know. Maybe.
Are you sure?
This is going to be
after the episode. We're not giving dates yet, but I can tell you
this might be a tough one for me this year.
Really?
Yeah.
The heck, dude? You're like it's big wig, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I have to work too, and this is my 20th anniversary this year. So I love you guys. I'm going to try.
So
I don't know for sure yet.
So your wife has your balls in her purse.
This year in particular, yeah, she does.
Okay,
fine.
Just admit it.
Fine.
When you get old, dude, you just admit it. You don't even try to deny it.
Okay, I'm not trying to make love to any of you.
Both of them.
I'm not going to make love to any of you boys. So I got to keep in, go through the late 20 years. So we've got a couple trips planned for our 20 years. So most likely, but I don't know at this point.
Okay, well, nonetheless, the Law Abiding Biker crew will be going. It's going to be a Utah trip. That's all I can give you at this time. We're working on specifics, but plan for it if you are in the Utah area or if you're going to ride there. Look at the latter part of June. Yeah. I don't have specific dates yet. Probably the latter part of June. Get hooked up with Rob in the private patron only Facebook group. Rob will be starting to put some out. We are going to do a podcast within the next, hopefully, and I might have to have you bump that one forward too, Matt.
Whatever you need, boss, man.
You're the producer, dude.
I'm your producer. You just tell me what you need.
Nice.
So
don't do that.
There you go.
You're gonna bump.
It'll be right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So latter part of June, and Rob, I'll get him on here, Law Dog, and we always do every year. We'll give you more specifics about the areas and what other states and kind of that. We will have one day, like we did in Canada, one day where we're going to meet up with patrons, if that becomes available, where there's patrons in that area and all that kind of stuff. What are you doing over there?
Little fucking around with my microphone, making noises. I might be on a cruise the same time, so
okay,
we'll see. Once you guys have hard dates, we'll see.
Yeah.
I might go on the summer trip and then get right on a boat. If I can make them both happen, I will. If I can only do part of it.
Are you looking at the screen?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's not good. But I might be able to make the first few days, even if I just ride for a couple days and then split off and let you guys continue and I come back. I at least want to make a few days. Usually the first and typically like the second night is the night. The first night everybody just kind of gets warmed up a little bit. It's been a long day. Usually Rob plans our first day.
One reckless night.
Usually our first day is like a long ride. Or at least not miles wise, but maybe time wise, because we got to get a few chapters together and then we head out. So it may not be a lot of riding for all those involved, depending on where you're coming from.
Right.
But it's generally a pretty long day, and we tend to be fairly responsible that first night. But that second night is usually where we, turn it up and have a good time. Yeah, even if I can't make the whole thing, I hope to make the first few days at least, so that I can hang out with the boys, and then if I got to fire back on my own, I can do that.
Rock on, man. All right, guys. I see a lot of chat going on there, and we love that in the private, the public chat on YouTube. And as I mentioned in the last episode, make sure you guys for 2018, if you're a patron, if you're public, no matter who you are, if you want to know about the live stuff, the best way, guys, is to get signed up on that email list, lawabidingbiker.com/live, upper right-hand corner, that email list. That way, whether you're a patron, whether you're public, you'll know when we're doing the live type events, guys. And of course, you also get, if you're in the patron group, a notification because I post it in there as we did on the last. Anything else going into 2018? I'm trying to think. We're going with the shop. The stores we're revamping the store. It's getting back up and going. We're continuing with patrons. We got our live videos. We've got the for sale Reno doc. That's something new we're trying, where I'm going to put out the new documentaries from now on. I'm going to try to be a little bit better businessman. I'm still going to give it for free though, so it makes me feel good eventually. But those that want to support us and want it up front, it is winter. And a lot of guys told me that on the Canada one. They're like, hey dude, you could sell that stuff, for, mentioning that you could sell those documentaries. Because guys told me, it's winter where I am, and I just was so happy sitting back and watching that film and drinking a beer, and I felt like I was there. And, but it's
a fine line, because if you charge for everything, it's hard to get your brand or your message out there. So it's a fine line. I mean, we've always said we're all about bikers helping bikers. So there's always going to be a lot of stuff for free, and we've never had a hard line on what we charge for and what we don't. It usually is, if it's a fairly, generally speaking, although not true, because with the forward controls on that low,
I'm reading your comments.
That Lowrider S, that was a big job. That was free, you know. But we look at some of the jobs where we think, is there value to a $20, $35 video to the purchaser? And are we giving, even if we charge a few bucks, are they still getting a good value?
Right.
Meaning, if you put handlebars on your bike at a dealership, it's going to be $1,000.
Right.
It's really not that hard of a job.
Minimum,
right. So by us taking the time to show you step by step how to do it, you as the owner of the bike have confidence to do it on your own, and you save yourself, $700-800. So we don't feel bad about charging for those, because we know what a value it is to you as the customer. So we kind of try to evaluate those and charge just enough to kind of keep the lights on at this point.
Right.
Yeah. So, but we're also looking at ways to monetize and bring funds into the company, because honestly, we'd love to do this full time. We'd like to put out more podcasts, more video, more products. And so we look at ways to do that. And one of the ways to do that is through the store, which we just, took a little bit of hit on, obviously. But we shall rebuild, as I've seen in the comments there on the live YouTube. Like a phoenix out of the ashes, we shall rise.
I like it. Patron member Greg Mata emailed us, says, I was wondering, anyways, he's a top tier and he wanted access to our detachable tour pack video. He says, on a side note, I want to say thank you for the hard work everyone is putting in with the podcast and videos. Bikers are a community that rally around our machines.
And the content has done so much to bring riders together.
I had the lab patch on my vest in Germany since the spring, and I've been approached in Germany, France, and Italy with a handshake and a kind word about the podcast. Wow. And this includes folks from outside the military community stationed over here. I'm praying that the new studio helps you guys take it to the next level. God bless and thank you kindly, Alaska patron in Germany, Greg Mata. How freaking cool is that? That was a nice email.
That is, for me, and I know for you too, it's just kind of mind-blowing. We were just in the beginning impressed that anybody was actually listening. There was just 2 or 3 of us in here yakking into the microphones like some goobers and had no clue if anybody's listening. We did it more for our own entertainment and a reason to get together as brothers more than anything. And then this thing just kind of grew. There's guys like David Schwartz in the private chat that is from Israel. There's a guy from Germany. We've had people from all over the world.
Oh, United Kingdom.
It's mind-blowing. Ireland. It's just Australia, Canada, eh? It's just mind-blowing how far this reaches. And when you think about it, it's a digital piece of media that anybody can download worldwide. Mm-hmm. And so, wow, what a time to be living in right now where you can do this. You and I, 2 idiots in your bonus room in Yakima, sunny Yakima,
idiots
Washington.
Is putting it lightly.
Sunny Yakima, Washington can do a podcast. And I guess the bonus is that we've been able to help other bikers. Helping
as many bikers as we can worldwide, which is exactly what my email signature says right underneath it. Helping as many bikers as we can worldwide, taking it hard into 2018. Gonna keep rocking it, man. We've got a lot of new stuff and changes. Nothing that's gonna, freak people out, but I think they're all that we've discussed are for the positive. So support us with the ways that we discussed. They're all our regular ways that you can support us. Here's another way. You want to support us, Bikeaholics? Where's the one online market where you can get almost anything? Lurch does this.
I do it. I've got it bookmarked. So you all shop at Amazon. I know you do. You're just like me. You're too damn lazy. You don't want to go to the store. You don't want to be around the people. What a bunch of assholes anyways. You just don't want to see the crowd. You want to get online. You know what you want. I know what you want. When you're on your way down the store, you already know what you want. You're going to buy it. You just got to find it, right? Screw it. Go to Amazon like the rest of us do. Get your Prime account. The shit's on your front door in 2 days. But here's the deal. Bookmark your lab or your Amazon link. So go through lawabidingbiker.com. Support. Find the Amazon link.
Go to
bookmark that thing.
lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon.
And bookmark.
Once you get there, then bookmark that.
So what I do is every time I get on Amazon, I go and I click. I made a little folder.
You call it
shopping.
Lab Amazon.
It says Lab Amazon.
Nice.
I click it every time, and it automatically gives us that click through. There is no cost to you, none whatsoever, but we get a small commission on each sale. Bookmark that bitch and support us.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter, what you buy. As long as you go through that link, lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon, bookmark it, call it Lab Amazon or whatever, like Lurch. If you click through and it doesn't matter what you purchase, pink panties. You can purchase
KY jelly.
Sex toys, I don't care.
Who cares?
We don't really care.
Tools, whatever. Bike parts, cleaning supplies for your house. It doesn't matter. Whatever you get, we get a little taste.
Yep.
Just a little taste.
And it doesn't, it's not a put
no
out.
cost added to you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's easy to do. It's easy to do to get that set up, guys. So thank you so much. And I know this wasn't necessarily about motorcycling, but we wanted to do it live. I hope it was of value to our core audience to know, about the store fire. And again, thanks for all your support for Rick and Law Abiding Biker Media and all the donations that came in. And it just really made us realize that we're not quitting, that regardless of the fire and all that we have a community like no other that's backing us, that we can do it. We couldn't do it without you guys. Without you guys, we'd be nothing. We know that. And you guys stepped up to the plate. And for that, we are very thankful. Yes, Lurch.
And like Joe Dirt said,
Joe Dirte, please.
Life's a garden. Dig it. You just got to keep on keeping on.
There you go. And with that bombshell, we are out of here. Thanks, Pablo, for the tune.
We're out like a trout.